Hi. Okay, so I'm back and I want to go through now on my version of the world's healthiest diet of what to eat if you need to heal your body, if you need to make sure that you're going to heal each cell. This is the conclusion that I've come to. We've already talked about what to eat on a daily basis. We've talked about, so there's a video for that. We've talked about what to eliminate on a daily basis, and there's now a video for that. Now we're going to talk about what exact foods to eat on this diet. So you already know that we're going to be having a juice, we're going to be having a smoothie, we're going to be having a salad, and we're going to be having a super stew. So that is what you're going to be having in a day. Now, what foods to put into those matter. So I have, all fruits and vegetables are good. All whole foods are good for you. All healthy fats are good for you. But I really, after eating them over and over, wanted to know what are the best ones and how am I going to make sure that I'm getting squeezing every single nutrient and mineral and vitamin out of my food that I can. Meaning, I don't want to just eat something like to eat it. I want to make sure that every single thing I put in my body has value. It has a purpose. It is there. I'm not eating to enjoy my food. When you're very sick or when you need to heal your body, you're not eating to enjoy. Let's just put it that way. It will be enjoyable if you can make it taste good, great. But what you want to make sure, you're eating to survive. You're eating to flood your cells, give it what they need. You're eating to provide nutrients and density. You're eating to detoxify. You're eating for a purpose. And that's something that I really want to make sure that you think about that. You're conscious of that. If you eat one particular vegetable, but a different one gives you more, eat the one that gives you more. Don't settle for the mediocre one. I mean, they're all beneficial. They all have good things, but nature's provided vitamins and minerals in all various shapes, sizes, forms of fruits and vegetables. And some are just better than others. So eat and stick to those ones. So what I've done is I've taken all the essential vitamins and minerals and nutrients that your body needs. I've written them down, so I'm just going to read it. They are vitamin A, vitamin B1, vitamin B2, vitamin B1, which is thiamine, vitamin B2, which is riboflavin, vitamin B3, which is niacin, vitamin B6, we want vitamin B12, which is cobalamin. So we need those B vitamins. They're essential. And of course, in my supplements video, I tell you which brand of B vitamins to supplement with, but you need to get them in your food. This is the main reason why veganism fails as a philosophy and why it failed for me and made me sicker. You need your B vitamins, specifically B12, that you cannot get on a vegan diet. So you need your B vitamins. You need your vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E, vitamin K, and then we want to get things like zinc, selenium, potassium. I'm just going to read from my list here so that I know exactly what I say. We need amino acids. We need phosphorus. We need protein, biotin, choline, copper, chromium, calcium, fiber, flavonoids, we want folate, we want iodine, we want iron, magnesium, manganese, omega-3 fatty acids, pantothenic acid, I'm not sure how you say that, pantothenic acid, but again, it's an essential nutrient for the body. So what I did was I compiled all of those and I said, okay, great. What are my top 3 sources of each vitamin, mineral, and source of nutrient that we need for the body? And I've written them down. I've compiled a list of the top 3 foods that give you that particular vitamin, nutrient, and mineral. And then I've categorized them. So every time that you eat, you will be getting one of these essential nutrients into your body, and not just a little bit, but the most. One of the top 3 that could possibly provide that out of all the foods. So you know when you're eating these foods, they're providing, and you have to eat all of them. You have to eat all these foods. You have to rotate all these foods over and over. So this is what your grocery shopping list should look like. And of course, you're not going to eat every single food every single day, but it should rotate. So every week, there's no reason why you shouldn't be eating every single one of these foods, just rotating them over and over and over and over in your smoothies, juices, soups, stews, and salads. Okay, so these are the foods that you need to be eating to make sure that you're maximizing your nutrient content. So for nuts and seeds, sesame seeds, pumpkin seeds, flax, walnuts, almonds, and sunflower seeds. And again, you want to use your IgG test to make sure that you're not sensitive to one of these foods. If you are, pull it out. Sesame seeds give you the highest amount of calcium and copper. Pumpkin seeds give you the highest amount of magnesium. Flax give you the highest of plant omega-3. Walnuts, plant omega-3. Almonds contain biotin, pantholic acid, vitamin E. Sunflower seeds, the highest amount of vitamin E, and vitamin B1, which is thiamine. So those are the nuts and seeds that you need to be rotating in your smoothies and anything that you're eating, salads, soups, whatever you put them in. And again, for nuts and seeds, you want to buy organic, you want to buy raw, and you want to properly soak and sprout them. So you need to soak them for 8 to 12 hours or overnight. Then you want to just dry them. And let them sit. So that's a soak and a sprout. You should be doing that. Or you can buy specific places online. You can buy nuts and seeds that are already sprouted, which is a lot more convenient if you're not taking the time to do that. So next we're going to be moving on to tubers. The only ones, you want to get out potatoes because they're nightshade, and the only ones with the highest amount of nutrient content are sweet potatoes. They contain the highest amount of biotin, pantholic acid, potassium, and vitamin A. So sweet potatoes, even though they are starch and they do flood the body with sugar, which can cause some insulin problems over time, I think that even though they're not accepted on a low carb, high fat diet, that I now include them in my diet regardless, because the healthiest people in the world eat them. The Okinawans eat this form of purple sweet potato, and they are the longest running culture. So I would go ahead and include those for sure. Okay, so leafy greens. So these are the ones for your salads. And also leafy greens contain oxalates, which have anti-nutrients, so you want to be careful about juicing and having salads with tons and tons of oxalates. One other way that we can absorb these foods and cut the oxalate content is by slightly steaming them, having them with our dinners, in soups, stews, or steamed. So that is another way to consume any high oxalate foods. But again, you can't worry about this when you're healing. There's pro-oxalates, all the raw leafy greens do so many things to give you all these minerals and vitamins and detoxify your body and all these things. And then they are more absorbed as well when they're cooked, because we're breaking down some of those oxalates. So as long as you're doing both, you're getting the best of both worlds. And the leafy greens are leafy lettuce greens, so any kind of leafy lettuce greens. I like romaine, which has one of the highest contents of fiber. So that is every day that you need to be having. Swiss chard, which is highest in potassium and magnesium. Kale, which is highest in vitamin K, and watercress, which is just all around super high in everything. So those are and beet greens, which are highest in vitamin K and vitamin A. So those are the leafy greens that can be sauteed, lightly steamed, or raw in juices, salads, or put into your stews. Okay, so for vegetables, we want to make sure that we eat broccoli, which is highest in chromium and vitamin C, asparagus, which is high in folate, vitamin K, vitamin B1. Spinach, which is highest in folate, iron, vitamin E, vitamin B2, and vitamin K. So spinach is highest in a lot of things. Brussels sprouts, which is highest in vitamin C. So if you're worried about your lack of fruit, Brussels sprouts is one of the highest, as with broccoli. Carrots, which are high in vitamin A. And yeah, so those are the vegetables. So I'm going to repeat them. Broccoli, asparagus, spinach, which actually should be under the leafy greens, Brussels sprouts, carrots. And for the leafy greens, we have the leafy lettuce and romaine. We have Swiss chard, we have spinach, we have beet greens, we have kale, and we have watercress. Okay, so now we're moving on to fruit. So berries are full of flavonoids. They're one of the highest content of flavonoids, which are beneficial and hugely beneficial to your body. So go ahead and eat all kinds of dark pigmented berries. Specifically, I love blueberries, but get those into your diet. And blueberries are amazing for the brain. And then avocados, which are high in fat. They're high in fiber, pantholic acid, and vitamin K. So we definitely want to get avocados, and that basically covers it. You really don't need to eat any other fruit because they are super high in sugar, which we're trying to eliminate, and we can get all the other vitamins and minerals from other foods. The vegetables I just mentioned are higher. So go ahead and eat what's the highest, which is actually in the vegetable content, not the fruit. Okay, so now we're moving on to meat. So for our animal products, tuna, even though, okay, let's just talk about fish for a minute. Fish is a double-edged sword, and as is all the animal products, a double-edged sword, because we have made our environment so toxic with the foods that the animals are eating, and they're eating runoff from the farms and lead and all these different things that animals are now getting into their diet, and then we're eating those. Same with the fish. We're getting mercury into the water. We're getting all these, biohazards and plastics and all kinds of crap that goes into the water that our fish are now eating. But I think the pros, after looking at it very, very carefully, definitely outweigh the cons. So you want to include the animal products, and you do want to include the fish. Smaller chained animals on the food chain are going to have less toxic chemicals built up in their system. So if you're looking at tuna as opposed to sardines are the better choice for that reason. However, saying that, there are some minerals and vitamins and things that are in bigger fish, so you do need to eat them once in a while. If they're a big fish like tuna, which makes it on the list for the highest valuable food based on mineral and vitamin content, you just want to limit that. You want to be cautious because it is a bigger fish. And we definitely want to not bind up mercury and heavy metals in our body. So saying that, I'm just going to proceed with what makes it on when I look at the content. So tuna, which is highest in protein, selenium, vitamin B3, which is niacin, and vitamin B6. Chicken, which is high in protein and vitamin B3, niacin again. Turkey, which is high in vitamin B6. Beef, high in vitamin B6 and zinc. Lamb, which is high in zinc. Okay, so those, I shouldn't have really put tuna in there. Actually, it should be under the seafood. So chicken, turkey, beef, and lamb. And of course, within those, we want to eat, and I didn't say all of them. Of course, there's other, when I'm looking through things like ox and emu and different like bison, they're hard to find nutrient content. So basically I found the nutrient contents for the ones that are most available to me to research. So the other meats would be bison and all those other things that are similar to beef, like red meat and things too, I would say would be just as healthy. So yes, you definitely need to get your zinc from beef and lamb and those types of animals. And of course, don't forget, you want to eat them head to tail. You want to eat the organ meats. You want to eat the skin. You want to eat the cartilage. You want the collagen. And they have to, with no exceptions, be organic, grass